It all started this summer before my freshman year of high school. I had an awesome family who taught me right from wrong, but I failed to listen. I got in with the wrong crowd that summer and made the decision of trying heroin for the first time. I told myself that I would just try it once, mainly because I didn't want to be the only one there not doing it. After that first hit, my world was turned upside down. I absolutely loved the way that it made me feel. It took about 2 weeks until I did it again, but this time I went looking for it. Unfortunately, it was very easy to come by. An almost 14-year-old kid in West Palm Beach was able to get practically anything that he wanted. Once I got it, I begged my dad to let me stay at my friend's house so he wouldn't catch on to what I was doing. I would use heroin almost every weekend until I got to the point where I would start using it during the week also. For the first 2 years, I was able to lie my way out of every situation where my family would ask me what was wrong with me. Fast forward about 2 years, and I moved to Georgia, where the heroin was much better than in Florida. By then, I was taking anything that would get me high: Xanax, pain pills, crack, anything. When I was 17, I got arrested for the first time for possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute. I was bailed out hours after being arrested and was too high to even care about what happened. Fast forward another 2 years, and I got arrested for armed robbery and aggravated assault. This one stung me. I realized I didn't have a bond. Eventually, I went to prison, but nothing was learned. When I got out of prison, I immediately went to get high. A couple months later, I was arrested in South Carolina on a drug and gun charge and was locked up for 9 months. When I was in there, I told myself I needed to stop living the life I had been living. No more drugs, I decided, and I needed to learn how to make an honest living. I grew up in the church, but never really sought God. When I got out of prison, I managed to stay clean, but I was miserable. I had a job at Subway that I hated, but it was the only place I could get a job. That is where I was reunited with Krista. She told me about Third Saturday, knowing that I was struggling and needing help. I went and absolutely fell in love with Mosaic from the time I walked through the door. Everybody was so welcoming to the guy with tattoos up and down his arm. I couldn't believe it. The next week, Krista talked me into going to a Sunday service. I was a little reluctant, but told her yes. From that moment on, I was hooked. Jesus set the hook and started reeling me in. I could feel the weight lifting off of my shoulders. After the next Sunday, Chris asked if he could meet up with me. Once again, I was reluctant but said yes. I'm glad I did. That Sunday afternoon, I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior in a Panera Bread parking lot. Since that day, God has performed miracles in my life that I never thought possible. I'm now painting cars at Kelly Paint and Body, and I love what I do. I am closer to God now, more than ever, and I hear from Him. I am no longer the miserable, dry addict that I once was. Everybody tells me that it was me who overcame my addiction, but I know in my heart that it was not possible without God. I tried getting sober before, on my own, and it never worked. My family is amazed at how far I've come. My mom and I have gotten really close. I'm just completely blessed to have my family back and to have friends who are good for me and who support my sober life. I am grateful for everybody at Mosaic for always having a smile on their face and a heart for people like me. There is no turning back now. Jesus has a hold on me, and that will never be broken.